Tonight is a community service of the New York Institute of Technology.
Covering the news of Nassau and Suffolk Counties, Long Island News Tonight with Ken Eckhart, Carol Peck, and the award-winning LI News team.
Good evening. I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. Well, Nassau County voters will be deciding this summer whether the county should borrow $400 million to build a new arena to replace the Nassau Coliseum. The plans for the new arena for the New York Islanders were announced today, requiring $350 million in bonding and another $50 million in bonds for an adjacent minor league baseball park. The proposal is the latest in a series of efforts to renovate the Coliseum and 77 acres of real estate surrounding it. The vote is scheduled for August 1st. Nassau says it's also entering negotiations with the Shinnecock Indian tribe to possibly open a gambling casino at Belmont Park Racetrack in Elmont. The tribe is reportedly willing to consider several options for a casino on Long Island, but did not commit to any specific location. It was a third day of inconvenience for Long Island Railroad commuters, with officials now saying they hope to have trains back on a regular schedule by Friday. Meanwhile, commuters had mixed reactions today to the ongoing delays caused by a weekend derailment in an East River tunnel. Jody Goldberg reports.
After a lousy commute on Monday and Tuesday, these LIRR riders said they were hoping by now everything would be running on time.
I guess the damage was more extensive than they thought.
According to a Long Island Railroad spokesperson, crews are replacing 275 damaged track ties after Sunday's Amtrak derailment. And these passengers here at Hicksville Station say they're lucky because so far they haven't been affected.
I think it's just not affecting this line. I think it's affecting other lines. So, good for us.
LIRR officials say there will still be delays during tonight and tomorrow's rush hour commutes. They expect to restore full service on Friday, but say it depends on the progress of Amtrak's repairs. Meanwhile, some commuters say delays could work against them.
I'm actually on an interview right now to the city, so if I do get there late, it could cost me a job.
This LIRR rider is traveling to Penn Station. She says the past few days have been difficult, especially yesterday, when her train stopped in Jamaica and everyone had to get off because it couldn't go any further.
I wonder why it's taking so long, but I mean, I'd rather have them do it well than just throw something together to prevent something like this from happening again.
And when we asked LIRR riders why they thought it was taking so long to fix the tracks, they said they weren't sure, but they want it to be fixed very soon.
All the money that they have, there's got to be a lot of wasted money for them not to be able to get people out and make the repairs.
In Hicksville, Jody Goldberg, LI News Tonight.
A Medford man has been arrested and charged with stabbing another man during a fight. Police say 43-year-old Juan Ramos got into a fight with the victim along Central Parkway in Medford last night, stabbing the victim in the chest. The victim was taken by helicopter to Stony Brook University Medical Center, where he was listed in serious condition. Ramos has been charged with second-degree assault. Setbacks in someone's business or personal life can sometimes lead to mental health issues. But the support of family and friends can often make it easier for people to cope with those problems, as Elizabeth Zumba reports.
The bad economy, job loss, substance abuse. These are just some of the difficulties Long Islanders face each day that could contribute to mental health problems. At a conference for mental health professionals at Nassau University Medical Center in East Meadow, the chairman of the Institute for Health Equity said many people across the country suffer from behavioral health issues.
Behavioral health is increasingly being recognized as a significant issue. Children are subject to trauma because one of the parents has issues with either substance abuse or behavioral health.
And doctors say your mental health can often affect your physical health.
I feel that people with severe mental illness also have coexisting medical problems, which are fairly serious and expensive to treat.
Desiree Moore says she was able to overcome her emotional problems by reading about them.
When I was younger, since birth, I was abused, and I actually disclosed through working at a library and reading books about what I went through, and that kind of inspired me to talk to someone that I trusted to help me get me out of the situation that I was in.
New Health, the Long Island Healthcare Organization, would like more families to form teams and get involved in their communities to help their loved ones and other mental health patients. And Moore says that type of support from positive people helped her.
Well, I didn't have family, but my friends became my family, and they pretty much were there for me when I went into foster care.
In East Meadow, Elizabeth Zumba, LI News Tonight.
Opana is a painkiller that's joining the ranks of medications used by young people to get high. But as Elsa Gillis reports, parents can help prevent the abuse of Opana and drugs like it by properly disposing of expired or unused prescriptions.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report prescription narcotics killed more people in 2010 than cocaine and heroin combined. And here in Nassau County, prescription drug abuse continues to pick up steam.
Nassau County is currently in the midst of a major opiate crisis. And first it was heroin, and then OxyContin, and this county executive has been in front of all those issues. The latest chapter of this is Opana.
Reynolds and other officials met in Mineola recently to discuss Opana, a medication prescribed to manage moderate to severe pain. However, now they say it's being widely used for recreational purposes.
In August 2010, prior to the reformulation of OxyContin to make it tamper-proof, we had no young people using Opana. Now all of a sudden we're seeing at least a few a week. Opana is roughly twice as potent as OxyContin and 6 to 8 times as potent as morphine. So this is a heavy-duty drug, and that potency really plays itself out in terms of potential for long-term addiction, but also the threat of overdose when mixed with other drugs.
And officials specified exactly what needs to be done to fight this serious problem.
We urge you, if you have unused prescription medicine in your home, dispose of it properly.
Almost all of the young people we've seen who are using Opana are under the age of 25. We don't see adults using this, which means that parents out there need to have the conversation with their kids, not only about Opana, but about other prescription meds and drugs in general.
And Dr. Reynolds says the manufacturer of Opana should make it so the drug cannot be tampered with and therefore abused. Reporting for LI News Tonight, I'm Elsa Gillis.
It was a down day on Wall Street today. The Dow finished the day down 130 1/3 points. NASDAQ was down almost 27 points, and the S&P was down just over 15 points. NYIT's LI News Tonight continues after this.
Here, 3 memoir authors share their stories at 3 Short Women, 3 Tall Tales at the Northport Public Library on Thursday, May 19th at 7:30 p.m. For more information, call 631-261-6930. There are 2 freshwater fishing clinics for junior anglers at Caleb Smith State Park Preserve in Smithtown on Saturday, May 21st. One is at 9 a.m., the other at 1 p.m. To reserve a spot, call 631-265-1054. Spend a little time at home with Ginger Rogers, a theatrical tribute and high tea at the Ward Melville Heritage Organization in Stony Brook on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. and Sundays at 12:30 p.m. through June 12th. No show on Memorial Day weekend. Advance reservations are required. For more information, call 631-689-5888 or check out Spies, How Long Island Patriots Helped George Washington Win the Revolution. It's an interactive exhibit at the Three Village Historical Society in Setauket on Sundays in June from 1 till 4 p.m. For more information, call 631-751-3730. If you have an event you'd like included on the LI News Tonight community calendar, send it to linewstonight@nyit.edu.
Press play to start your future. Learn the industry. Use the technology. Become an expert in television reporting, journalism, radio, digital film, public relations and advertising, television production, digital graphics, a beautiful state-of-the-art campus, a road to the job you've always wanted, in the media capital of the world. Communication Arts at NYIT. When can you start?
In headlines around the world today, the leader of al-Qaeda in Yemen says Osama bin Laden's death does not mean the end of the fight. Nasser al-Wahishi says the matter will not be over and what is coming is greater and worse. The head of al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula posted a eulogy on Islamic extremist websites yesterday. He said jihad is glowing brighter now than during bin Laden's life. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula is one of the most active affiliates of the terrorist network. The operator of Japan's radiation-leaking nuclear plant has agreed to drastic restructuring and cost-cutting in exchange for a government plan to help it compensate people affected by the crisis. Tokyo Electric Power said today it accepted the government-set reorganization plan. To ensure damages, the government plans to create a fund of mandatory contributions from electric utilities in case the total exceeds the power company's financial capacity. The owner of the nuclear power plant has sought an over $24 billion loan to tide it through the initial emergency and expects to pay $620 million in initial compensation to the nearly 80,000 residents evacuated around that plant. And a Libyan rebel in the besieged Libyan city of Misrata says Muammar Gaddafi's forces have been pushed back, leaving behind weapons and ammunition and losing control of the airport to the rebels. It's reported rebels were in total control of the airport in southern Misrata today after 2 days of fighting, describing it as a major victory. 5 rebels were reportedly killed and 105 injured. Misrata's rebels also are pushing west toward the nearby city of Zitan. The only rebel-held stronghold in western Libya, Misrata, is the country's 3rd largest city. It's about 125 miles southeast of Gaddafi's capital of Tripoli. Well, Suffolk County is trying to make it more difficult for anyone to abuse animals. County legislators yesterday passed legislation that bars pet stores, breeders, and animal shelters from selling or giving animals to people listed on Suffolk's Animal Abuse Registry. It will require sellers to check the ID of buyers against the registry, which goes into effect later this month. Violators will face increasing fines. Last year, Suffolk County created the nation's first animal abuse registry, requiring people convicted of cruelty to animals to register or face jail time and fines. The head of cigarette maker Philip Morris says tobacco isn't that hard to quit. CEO Louis Camilleri spoke today at its annual shareholder meeting in New York. A woman identifying herself as a nurse from the University of California said a patient last week told her that of all the addictions he's beaten, cigarettes were hardest to quit. But while Camilleri acknowledged that cigarettes are harmful and addictive, he said it's not that hard to quit. He told the group that there are more former smokers in America than current smokers. Well, we had a mostly cloudy early day today. The sun did move into the area by late this afternoon. Today's high was in the mid-60s. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low in the low 50s. Tomorrow should be a sunny day with a high in the low 70s. Friday, partly cloudy with a high in the low 70s. Saturday, a chance of showers with a high in the mid-60s. And the outlook for Sunday, again, a chance of showers, high in the mid-60s. And that's it for NYIT's LI News Tonight. I'm Ken Eckhart. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.